Authoritarianism as a form of governance typically emphasizes the concentration of power in the hands of a centralized authority, often with limited or no checks and balances. The ruling authority in an authoritarian system can be a single individual, a small group, or a dominant political party. In an authoritarian regime, the government typically exercises strict control over society, often suppressing political opposition and curtailing individual liberties. Key characteristics of authoritarian regimes include restrictions on political opposition, curtailment of civil liberties, limited freedom of speech and press, and minimal political participation by the general populace. Throughout history, authoritarianism has manifested in various forms, including absolute monarchies, military dictatorships, one-party states, and totalitarian regimes. Examples of historical authoritarian regimes include the absolute monarchies of Europe, the fascist governments of the 20th century, and the communist regimes of the Soviet Union and China. While some countries have made significant strides toward democratic governance, others continue to grapple with authoritarian tendencies, often resulting in human rights abuses, political oppression, and social unrest. In contemporary times, the rise of populist leaders and the consolidation of power in the hands of strongmen have raised concerns about the erosion of democratic norms and the suppression of dissenting voices in various parts of the world. Historically, the Roman Catholic Church has wielded significant political influence, particularly during the Middle Ages and the early modern period. The Church's role in governance often exhibited authoritarian characteristics, with its hierarchical structure and centralized authority contributing to its political power and influence over the lives of individuals and communities. In many developing countries, authoritarian regimes have often emerged due to factors such as weak democratic institutions, economic instability, and historical legacies of colonialism. These regimes have frequently been characterized by political repression, limited civil liberties, and a lack of meaningful political representation, leading to social and political tensions within these nations. Examples include some countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, where authoritarian leaders have maintained power through various means, including suppression of dissent and manipulation of electoral processes. As of the latest available reports, a substantial number of countries were identified as practicing various forms of authoritarian rule. This includes countries where power is concentrated in the hands of a single leader or a small ruling elite, often resulting in limited political freedoms and a constrained civil society. It is important to refer to updated and reliable sources for the most recent figures and analysis on global authoritarian trends. As for the future prospects of authoritarianism, ongoing geopolitical shifts and social dynamics will continue to shape the global landscape. The balance between authoritarianism and democratic values will remain a critical focus for international policymakers, human rights advocates, and scholars alike as the world navigates complex challenges and aspirations for political freedom and human rights.